Hey, what's up gamers? If you saw my last video, or the latest Inferno teaser, then you're familiar with this scene of the three adventurers closely passing by what appears to be a new boss. Now, the community is split on whether this is actually a new boss, or just a reskin of the Lich, a boss that we've seen and fought before in the past. Me? I personally feel like this is a completely new boss, even though we were given limited information at this time. Let's first begin by addressing the similarities between the two, since there is some credibility to those who say this is just a Lich with a new look. First, the arena. In Playtest 5 we saw two separate boss arenas, one for the Ghost King and one for the Lich. The key differences between the two was that in the Lich arena, you can see hanging incense burners and a drawn pentagon on the floor. In the Ghost King fight, these details were missing. In the teaser video we saw both the floor pentagon and the hanging incense. However, I think that this is just part of the general boss arena design, and doesn't necessarily suggest that these objects are specific to the Lich fight, since the incense fixtures need to be removed from the Ghost King room to make space for certain fight mechanics. Next, we have the voice. I didn't go as far as to pitch compare the two intro lines, but the voice we heard from the teased boss does sound a bit similar to the Lich. I say a bit similar here since I think this is just what the undead sound like, and this similarity doesn't necessarily mean that they're the same boss, just part of the same boss race. Finally, we have the summoning skill. In the previous playtest, the Lich was able to summon a small number of skeleton guardians and archers at the start of the battle. We see a similar summoning skill shown here, but instead they arise with daggers, which is in fact our first key difference. The summoned minions appear to be skeleton royal guards. In my last video, I originally stated that the boss name was the skeleton royal guard, but I now believe that it's just the name of these summons, who were responsible for killing the previous group of adventurers. I think this now because I actually found the model of our new boss in the Playtest 5 game files, and they're named the Skeleton Warlord, which I think is a much more appropriate name for a boss, and it fits the title for one who had summoned skeleton royal guards. But of course, there's always a slim chance that this is just a reference name for the model. Unlikely, but I want to mark that as a possibility. The last key difference, which I think is the biggest, is the Aquamarine AoE spell we briefly see as the team leaves the room. It seems to cover quite a large portion of the ground, almost the entire arena floor from the angle that we're given, unlike the purple and blue curses in the Lich fight that are much smaller and follow the players around. We can also see debuffs begin to stack on the players as they spend time in this AoE, with an icon not found in either of the previous boss fights. If I had to guess, and please take this as a complete guess, I would say that at a set number of stacks, the player becomes rooted or immobilized. Just because the spell effect appears to be moving chains, and also because the previous squad was wiped one after the other by the summons, instead of instantaneously being felled by the boss. For me, these differences, excluding their models, far outweigh the similarities, and I do think we're going to get a new boss in early access, which I'm really looking forward to. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.